Good afternoon again. We are back and we are live. And we are starting this match against Kushink, Professoroak, and Kaz. Very interesting. As we look in the top left, we have Kaz, the Protoss player. And at the bottom left, we have my good friend Professoroak, once again giving me a nice, wonderful cast. Before this match, he warned me that this would test. He said at first I would enjoy this match, but second of all, it would test my longevity for casting ability. So we're gonna give this a shot. As we see right now, for those who are not familiar with StarCraft 2 or maps just in general in the 1v1 region, this is on Tal'darim Altar LE Blizzard. It looks like. As we see, a little bit of a map description, we have 4 Xel'Naga towers. It is a huge map. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it is the biggest map in StarCraft 2 that's related to 1v1s. We see that there is a close mining spot, block-off area for Terrans, Protoss, Zergs. They have all over the map to expand the golds. So there were some golds here. Nope, there are. Wow, my mistake. There are no golds on this map. I feel very embarrassed right now as a caster. So as we see Professoroak taking an early scout. He sees that Kaz is in close position in a sense, not too far away, right up top. So he sees him right away. Meanwhile, Kaz is taking his probe over here to scout. He's going to see that nothing is over here. And that should give an indication that Professoroak is right down below him because of the quick scout that reached Kaz's location. As we look, very standard build. We look and see that Professoroak is doing a 2 racks. He's got 1 Marine coming out. He's got a supply depot. No orbital. Very interesting. He went barracks before orbital. Note that. Definitely just a little bit of a different strat. Usually you actually might just go orbital and then throw down the barracks, but looks like Professoroak put down the barracks before that, so we shall see what that will transition into. Very good micros. He's going to be able to, he got that probe. Very good. Kaz sees nothing. Right there. See that shadow? Nothing. Kaz sees nothing. That's beautiful micro by Professoroak right there. Not only that, he's holding the Xel'Naga tower. He knows where he's at. He knows what units are coming out. I'm pretty sure. Well, at least he sees something building, and he sees that there's a gas going up, so we're not going to worry about that too much. As we pull up the units tab, we have miners. We have probes, 20 to 15 SCVs. Definitely Protoss can get a little bit of a boost with their chrono to get a few extra probes out quicker. And we see nothing too eventful going off. Kaz is going for an expo right away. Very early, quick expo because of the distance of the map. Any player, Zerg, Protoss, or Terran can feel that they could take an expo very fast because of the distance it takes. We look Tech Lab and Reactor on the barracks. So looks like Professoroak might just take this into a 2 racks play. He doesn't have a concussive shell on that Marauder yet, so he was not able to slow down the Stalker to finish it off. Nothing too eventful going on, like I said. This is big map. You see the traveling distance for both players is so just incredible distance. Look at this hero SCV over here just walking through everything, and that Stalker is just pissed. He is chasing him down and finally gets it. Wow. Kaz at the moment does hold the Xel'Naga tower, so he does get that little awesome bubble of vision. For those unfamiliar, again, these are Marauders and Marines. Marines are an ground and air unit, able to take out ground and air. And oh, look at this! We have Professoroak throwing down definitely the 2 racks pressure of the Protoss. I'm going to assume that concussive shell is done, and it is. He is bringing a force of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Marines, 3 Marauders, and 5 SCVs. SCVs are gonna assume mainly it takes him be the little meat shield for any Zealots, Stalkers, whatnot. That, or he might just feel confident enough to throw down a bunker, say right next to one of these. But as we see, it is going to be the meat shield. Kaz does have a sentry in this, so he could at least put down one force field. Oh, call it right there. Puts down the bunker. This is gonna put Kaz in a very bad position if Professor Oak is able to get that up. That expo will go down very, very fast, and Kaz will not be able to do a thing. But as we see, Kaz is pushing up, and he's gonna bring up probes with him. Professor Oak is in a bad position because he's got to watch his micro. He has got to watch his micro. Oh, and he's able to finish it. Is he gonna put a? He's gonna put a Marauder in there? No, he's not gonna put a Marauder in there just yet. But he is able to back it up. The bunker is on fire. It will go down eventually, and it does. And Kaz is able to hold this off. But when you look at how much damage he's done, you see that Professor Oak has 15 units killed. Actually, both have 15 units killed, but Professor Oak did get 12 probes versus Kaz got the 5 that Professor Oak brought along. Actually, oh my goodness, I didn't even see that. The final blow by Professor Oak was able to be dealt. The Expo goes down. Wow, that's that's what you call unfortunate. But at the same time, Kaz was able to sneak a nice little Expo over here. Look at that. So again, like I said, it's very easy for anybody on this map to start expoing, get a lot of bases, get a lot of mining power, because distance is so huge on this map, and there's so many bases and mines around your area alone, plus all the other areas. Some of the best matchups usually end up being on this map too, if not like something like Xelnog or Metalopolis. But definitely because of all the mining power, usually armies and units are able to get recreated very quick. As you see, Professor Oak does a push, very successful. He has taken out 1 Marauder, 1 Sentry, 2 Marauders, 3 Marauders. He's going to go for the 4th. Yep, he will. Got 4 Marauders, got the 5th one, and now Professor Oak is guns-ho free. He's going to go for that pylon, and he's going to bring the probes. Could be a GG coming up for for Kaz. As you see, those Marauders have to, because of the probes attacking them, they can focus. They can only really focus fire on the probes coming at them. Professor Oak definitely smartly backs up, stims, get a little bit of a speed boost, backs his Marauder back. As we see, oh, there we go. He finally gets the orbital up. We definitely haven't looked at what Professor Oak has been doing over here. He's got a factory up with a reactor and a starport, and I guarantee you those are going to get switched, so he could pop out some medevacs, and the factory itself will probably go tanks. So maybe it'll be a transition from a medevac marine tank ball. So we shall see. Oh no, he is not even going to use that factory. He's going to use it as a scout. That's always a fun. It's always the funniest thing when I'm playing just myself and I see a little factory just coming to my base. It kind of scares me because you see this like big blob of your other team's color coming at you. So he's going to be able to definitely get some vision. Stalkers will be able to most likely take it down, but only after like a couple hundred shots, and okay, maybe like 20 or so. As we see, Professor Oak has another barracks up, has an engineering bay, and finally has a second refinery up. In the SCV count, he is still down 28 to 38 probes. Mining is, though, very good because he does have 2 orbitals up, so those mules will be able to cancel out that mining power. He has a 3rd refinery on it, so he can get the gas he needs for the medevacs, Vikings potentially, and the Marauders, of course. The Marauders, though, they only cost 25 gas, so a very cheap gas unit, 100 mins. But definitely with what they're able to do, it's definitely worth the cost. As we see, Professor Oak is moving again out. So this is his 3rd push. But I don't think he knows about the expo over here just yet. He thinks that the only expo up is right here. Oh, and we see, Professor Oak making a mistake. He just ran all of his units into the Kaz's little ball of zealots, and just some of them got sliced up as they walked, clotheslined by the little zealot blades. Only lost a couple units, but had to stem to get out of there. Was not a good exchange. But in the backside, oh wow! In the backside, that was actually just supposed to be a distraction because we did have a drop right up here. I did miss it. I apologize. This is a medevac. Let's get this down. This is a medevac just full of Marines. Let's see. Still very kind of calm game. Nothing too exciting. No player has actually put, aside Professoroak, that last push that kind of got into this part of the base where he only had a stock on the Zealot with just probes. Hasn't been a lot of too much action. But as I say, Professoroak is going for his third, so I mean, especially once Terran can start getting his thirds, his fourths, and able to resupply his army a little bit quicker, it becomes a very, very entertaining back and forth game. We have 5 tech labs. It looks like we have 5 tech labs. 4 of them have tech. Wow, I just absolutely goofed right there. We have 5 barracks, 4 of them with tech labs. We do have a Marine shell in here, 1 with a reactor just to pump out some Marines. Getting another engineering bay. Looks like he's going to go for some upgrades. I don't think he's beat since there are no starports, or at least none that Professoroak has scouted out. I think he feels safe that he doesn't have to put up any missile turrets just yet. Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I wish they were paying me a sponsor that. Just take a sip and 23 flavors of good and freshness. And look at here, we got Professoroak. He's got a nice little ball of Marine Marauders. Usually what ends up happening here is definitely a back and forth. One will, though, it's usually Protoss that actually initiates it. Eventually will go High Templars, DTs, Archons, or Colossi. Either way, all those units practically force the Terran to get Ghosts, so they have to EMP the shields to make it easier for all the DPS of the Terran army to kill them off. This is actually a very thick and heavy force. We have... Wow, that doesn't even look like the full amount. Okay, so we have about 3 Stalkers and 3 Sentries over here, but over here we have a lot of Sentries. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Sentries. 7, 8. We have a lot of Sentries over here, so shields can go up everywhere. They're getting time to get their mana up, health, whatever you want to call it. I mean, their magic, whatever you want to call it, but... Once those go up, you have about 12 of those, and you have all of them are fully charged. They're going to be able to drop shields everywhere and split that Terran army to bits. And I mean, not saying that they're going to cut it apart, but they're going to be able to like absolutely send the Terran army wherever it wants. They can prevent it coming to them. Unfortunately for Professoroak, though, he does have medevacs, so he is able to pick those up if he wants to. It looks like Professoroak is going to try to make an attempt to engage in. He throws down a scan to see what the Kaz Protoss army composition is. Well, meanwhile, look at sneaky little Kaz. So sneaky. He's getting over here. Warpage, pylon, gateway, robotics bay. Wow. Oh, look here. We have an engagement, just like I said. Very, very tough for the Terran army to get over here. There was a lot of sentries who came from the backside of even a shorter edge to walk through. He was only able to get part of his army. Like I said, he had to pick up. He would probably pick up, and just like that, he did. He does have a couple of his units stranded here on the little island. But we're gonna look at Professoroak engages them again, and those Zealots there taking them apart. They're just tearing them apart. But look at that, Professoroak is actually getting sort of the better of this exchange, I would think. He definitely doesn't have those full units in the back over here. Oh no, but Kaz is able to come up with a couple more Zealots, and those Zealots, the Marauders don't do a lot to them. DPS is great, but they, again, do not do a lot to them. This actually looks like a very even exchange by Professoroak and Kaz for what it was. Did lose his whole army, but definitely left Kaz with a few battle scars. Made him lose all his Zealots. A lot of sentries went down. Those sentries, those are not cheap. Those are some gas-heavy units themselves for how early they are. And wow, they were. I mean, Professoroak was not kidding me when this thing would be a long game, most likely. We see that Kaz does have his expo up here, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's look in his base. 6, 7, 8.